Well, the subject of my speech, as you already heard, is how to keep your mind sharp. And for those who don't have any sharp mind anymore, how to make your mind sharp again, maybe. Some might ask, why should I have a sharp mind? I am content to the mind I have now, because with the sharp mind you see too much. And maybe it's much better not to see so much of the world. The world is getting worse and worse. Okay, but for the other people who still want to sharpen your mind, so I will talk about this. Some might ask, why is this guy giving this speech? What is he doing to keep his mind sharp? In terms of numbers, I am now 84 years old. I say in terms of numbers, but you know the most important thing is how you feel and what you can do at this age. So what I'm doing, quite a lot. First of all, I'm giving the 2 groups of yoga a week. So that makes up about 10 hours of yoga teaching every week. Then I work at home another couple of hours. I play tennis, pickleball, and I do some dancing. So that's for the body. So keeping the body in a good shape, and especially keep the body flexible. Because the body is the basis for your mind. A stiff body, even if you don't believe it, makes your mind stiffer and stiffer. So that's what I'm doing for keeping the body sharp. The second thing is what I'm doing for the mind. I am writing and I am making a lot of videos in YouTube about all kinds of subjects, from poetry to theater, from philosophy to meditation. And I do these videos in 3 languages. So that keeps my mind sharp, because the philosophies or the philosophers I'm producing, acting, not just talking about Nietzsche, acting Nietzsche. Because as an actor, I don't like to talk about, I want to feel it. So that's for the mind. And the third thing is, it's a combination of body and mind, acting. Because when you act, you need some memory to memorize the text. And I have a double difficulty, because I have to memorize the text and also in Spanish, though I have to learn it twice. And acting is being totally in the present moment. And I have to trust my memory, because I'm playing mostly monologues lately. Because I live in Cocotepeque, I don't have any theater group anymore, so I'm acting monologues. And in a monologue, you are alone on the stage, and I need my memory. So, yoga, writing, producing videos, and on the other hand, combining it by acting. So that's what I'm doing at my age. I have no problem with moving and so. And once a year, I'm still dancing belly in Cocotepeque and a nut nutcracker, yeah, the mark. So that's how I keep my mind sharp. Now let's talk about three basic elements: body, breathing, and the mind. The working your body is very important because the body is always in the here and now. You cannot transport your body somewhere else and leave part of the body here. The body is always in the here and now. And it is a basis for the mind. The mind is seldom completely in the here and now. So we use the body, the presence of the body, as an anchor to tie the mind in the present moment, in the here and now. We will talk about this later when we talk about the mind. So, working the body. Today we have so many possibilities. I don't talk about yoga because many people say yoga is too complicated for me. I cannot sit anymore on the floor. No problem. You have heard about chair yoga, but there are classes here about chair yoga. So everybody can do chair yoga. So you sit in your chair, you even can watch the television and not see lost when you lose 2 or 3 scenes. And the most important thing is to keep your spine flexible. Because when the spine is getting stiffer, and it's getting stiffer if you don't do anything, so it affects the mind. The mind becomes not flexible anymore. You cannot react spontaneously. So do some simple exercises like bending forward and bending backward, bending forward and bending backward, and twisting and twisting. I cannot give a whole class here, but take chair yoga. And even it's not necessary to take a class 3 times a week. That's nearly useless. There is what I call the yoga of 5 minutes. Okay, in the morning you do some exercises against the wall exercises, and in the bathroom, 5 minutes. Then you get your breakfast, and after 2 or 3 hours, you do some exercises, you sit there and you do some exercises, The yoga of 5 minutes spread over the whole day. And in the evening, when you go to bed, the body is not stiff and you cannot sleep because the body is so stiff. You reach the evening with the body with less tension, because during any activities during the day, the tension accumulates. And if you get not rid of the tension of this day, you take it away to the next day, in the next day, in the next year, and then you need to stick it and the more practice. It's just laziness, because today we have so many possibilities. Even YouTube is full of videos, simple videos about chair yoga. But 5 minutes and you work your body. And also very important, check your body posture. You can do it, check it against the wall, because there are people, they cannot do this exercise anymore because of the hunchback. So you can check your posture if you're already like this. Okay, that's about the body as a basis for the mind. We do one little exercise because there is not much space for bigger movements. What you always can do is the old sewing machine of grandmother's sewing machine. So you, not if you want, you do it. If you don't want, no problem, don't do it. So lift your heels, lift your toes, lift your heels, lift your toes, and that stimulates the circulation, especially when you sit for a long time in airplanes. So you do this, and it's like walking. And you can do it in the restaurant when you wait for your food and it doesn't come, so you do something for your body. And the other thing is to be really here. So we lift one hip and put it down. We lift the other hip and put it down. So up and down, and up and down. And we tremble on the floor. Now we are here. So we brought the mind back. We are really bodily here, physically here. And that is very important. There are recommendations that they say it's good to walk. Yeah, it's good to walk. But how? There are people, they have their earphones, they're walking with the earphones. So, but as an exercise, the Buddhists have slow walking. So when you walk, even on the Malecon, you are really conscious what the feet are doing. And you can use it as a concentration exercise. Mentally, you say, right, left, right, left, right, left. And probably the mind already wanders away. So to bring the mind back. Right, left, right, left. We use daily activities. You don't have to go to a retreat and sit for hours and hours and you become more stupid and more stupid. No, daily life. That's the way. Second, breathing. Obviously, when the body is stiff, especially the thorax, breathing becomes shorter. You walk over the steps, out of breath. And a short breathing agitates the mind. So what we have to check is our breathing, especially you do some exercises to open your thorax, and that makes breathing easier and profounder. A long and calm breath calms down the mind. With an agitated mind, you cannot see clearly. And when you don't see clearly, you cannot memorize things clearly. So we do again a little exercise. Lift your right hand and let's try first. Count 6. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the inhalation. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Do it by yourself. So don't follow me, don't follow the group. Just check. If you can count to 6, or you feel your lungs already full, that means lung capacity is not very good. And check it, hold a little pause without air. Okay. What we do in yoga class is we walk and do the arm exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. So the whole body is involved. With this, your breathing will be longer and you don't have to breathe so frequently. Third, mind. The question is, what is a sharp mind? Obviously, a sharp mind is a concentrated mind. And the mind which is not sharp is a distracted mind. It's the normal mind of 90.9% of the people. A mind which you have no control over. The mind is thinking you, but you are not thinking your thoughts. One saw that, the other came to you, la 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 la. And I was a teacher for many years of German. And German is not so an easy language. And I could see how the capacity, the learning capacity is going down, 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 down. The people have more problem with learning now. Why? Because so much bombardment, so much impression, 150 channels, and the constant distraction of the cell phone. The mind cannot digest all this. Okay. A concentrated mind is a sharp mind. And how to concentrate the mind. You have heard that, because it's now a big fashion, mindfulness. It's an old thing from the Buddhists, 2,500 years old, but the Westerners, they are just discovering now. And what is in mindfulness? Being with the mind and what you are doing at this moment. When you are walking, as I said before, don't use music, because the mind is in the music and the body is there. When you are walking, you walk. When you are conscious about what the feet are doing, what I explained before. So mindfulness is keeping the mind in the present moment, and the sentence or the phrase what they are using, the task at hand. What is the task at hand? In the morning, you prepare your morning coffee. That's your task. And what should you do? The mind should be what the hands are doing, and then most people, they prepare your coffee and then they start drinking and the mind is spacing out, spacing out. Why are you preparing your coffee? The mind is not here. It's not enjoying the coffee. You probably know about the Japanese tea ceremony. Slow. And they savor the tea in a very quiet environment. It's like a ceremony. But the Americans invented fast food. Fast food, fast food. Time is money. Fast food, fast food. Imagine the person who invented this stupid sentence, time is money. Must he be a completely idiot? Time is life. It's not money. Time is life. And if you have a lot of money, but little time, and death is coming nearer, all your big money doesn't buy you any more time. Time is life. And as I see, we are, let's say in Mexico, third the generation. No? We are all older and life is getting shorter. So what we should do is enjoy the last years of our life and how intensely, with sharp mind, being aware, enjoying each moment consciously. So, there comes this second element. First, mindfulness, and there, memory. The both go together. If you're doing something and the mind is not here, and you want to remember what you did, forget it. The impression is so weak that you cannot remember. So, the more you are present, the more you are concentrated on what you are doing, the better will be the memory, and you will record everything on clarity. The big problem now in school is the kids, and I was giving classes, and during the class, the kids were watching the cell phone under the table. Do you think they learned something? No. Besides, they are not even interested anymore to learn. Because they are children of rich people, why should they learn? They have already the money of the parents. So, both things together. Attention and memory. And how can we train our memory? A very simple exercise is at night you sit in your best chair. Don't lay down because otherwise you will sleep. In your best chair and remember the day you just lived through. One way is starting in the morning, and there's a simple technique. Location and time. You ask yourself, at 9 o'clock, where was I? Aha, I was in the kitchen. So it's kitchen and the time. And what did I do? Okay, I vaguely remember I did my breakfast and can I remember what I ate? If it's not the same stuff you eat every day, well, it's easy to remember, but if you change sometime, what did I eat? And then you can even remember the taste of what you ate. That is already an advanced stage of memorization. And then you see a whole day, because that's what our life is. Day after day after day. If you cannot remember in the evening what you did in the morning, why did you live? Because it passes like one day, and then life is over. And you're hardly very aware of that you have lived. So that's one way. And the another way is you're more like an exercise. Probably you see more videos or movies. Because what else should you do with your life? I cannot stand myself. So I need always distraction, one movie after the other. I said, no, okay, let's say you see a movie. See, let's say, a scene. Most people have a CD, or you can watch a movie in YouTube, so you can go back. You see a scene, stop, and visualize the scene. The actors and the background where the scene is taking place, and what they are talking about. And so you make a copy, a mental copy of the movie, and then you go back, watch the scene again, and you compare your mental movie with the real movie. There you can see how much you can remember. People who are still reading, there are not many people anymore, but let's say some people are reading. You read a page, close the book, and imagine what you have read. Can you remember one page? And then you open again and compare what you remembered and what's really on the page. Involved in this is the capacity of visualization. If you have a vivid fantasy and you read, it's just a page with black points on it, you transform it into your mental movie. So a strong imagination is the best thing for remembering, because then you just look at the mental picture and you describe it like this. And that's easy. Describing a picture which you see, obviously with your mental eye, it's not so difficult. So these are some exercises. The most recommended is remember your day. And another thing, which I consider craziness, look at the people when they are traveling. Picture, 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 and then they go home and they check. I don't take any pictures, because when you are in a place and you're much more concerned about taking a picture and a picture, you're not really there. You're more concerned about a good picture. When you're in a place and it's a beautiful place, enjoy it. Take it in with all your 5 senses. In the photo, what is always excluded is the smell. I remember I have seen beautiful pictures of India. And when I went to India, what was the strongest impression? Smell. Because lately it's changed, but let's say in Bombay people are peeing in public and you pass by and it's heat and the smell. You cannot take a picture of the smell. So being in the place, enjoy it. Well, even the smell. And then, when you are back home, you don't need the picture. You transport yourself again in the place, and believe me, everything is inside. It's only being present and all the sensations are coming up again. For example, probably some people of you can remember more clearly your childhood. Even I can go back to my childhood and feel the structure of a wood of a door. It's all inside. So when you go traveling, enjoy it. Sit down, open your senses, and be there, and soak it up. Okay, that still sounds nice, but now I come to a point which many people don't like. Critical thinking. I know that people are critically thinking everything is fine, you are fine, I am fine, we have to tolerate everything, everything is fine. Okay, you stay like this. But with a sharp mind, you cut through. In Buddhism, they use the sword of wisdom. The sword of wisdom cuts through all the illusion, delusion, self-lies and whatever, cuts through. And that means you go deep. It's really sad how superficial most of the people today are. Superficial, what is called the light generation. The young people, fine, everything should be fine, otherwise I will not do it, it should be fine. Superficial. And then you have the sword, the critical thinking, and you cut through, and you see what's down. If you stay in a superficial level, you will never go down, you will never see it. And then critical thinking needs a sharp mind. Critical thinking is not just criticizing. No, you have to have knowledge. You have to have a wide culture. So you don't criticize, just for criticizing. In my case, I wrote books about Christianity, just taking an example. And I have many videos about Christianity, satirical videos. So I know more about Christianity than most of the Christians. And I say I have a right to criticize because I know and you don't know. Okay, last thing. The self-image. Everybody has an image about himself. And one sentence is very important. There can be a young mind in an old body. And there can be an old mind in a young body, which is more frequently. There are people at about 50, they're already old. Mentally old. They are in a mental set which doesn't move anything. They are fixed. And there are physical old people. They are full of curiosity. They want to go learning new things. They are young in mind. So the numbers of your age, that's the reason why I said according to the numbers, I'm 84. But my mental image, I feel much younger because I can do nearly all the things which I did when I was 20. Yoga exercise, no problem. Same exercises I did when I was 20, I can do at 84, no problem. So, check your mental image. You can change it, but you have to do something. Change starts with the body. How do you feel your body? If you're dragging your legs like this, it's very difficult to feel young. So you cha, 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 cha. That's what we're doing in the yoga class. Jumping, feel again like a child. Light. And check your worldview. Don't take any worldview from the television or from a political party. Be free. And I have to say also, check your religious belief. You can be religious, but don't be a follower of an established religion. These are just dead rituals. So the good thing is we can change. We are always changing, physically, mentally, changing. And say, so I can change myself. I no need to leave it to nature. And the biological clock is running and running, and I have to follow this. No, I let this clock run. I take my life in my hand and I change myself according to what I want to be. Just to finish with a little story. There was a lady, she was obese, like this. And she wanted to slim down. And it was very difficult, but she always went on eating and eating. So what did she do? From a magazine, she cut out a nice girl, a slender girl, cut off the head, and put a photo of her head on it. And then she put this slender girl on the refrigerator. And every time when she went to the refrigerator, she saw herself with this slender body, and she stepped back. And according to this, she lost weight. If she reached this slender girl, I don't know. But you see, because mentally she said, I will be like this slender girl, and it happened.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you very much, Werner. We have time for questions, so if you have a question, raise your hand. I will walk slowly. Okay, who was? If you can stand so we look to see you.
Right, thank you. I really enjoyed that talk, partially because my birthday today and I'm 80 years old. And this is like, I'm still dancing.
Oh, I didn't know you were there.
I plan to do lots of that. The question I've got is, how do we remember people's names? My memory's good, but when it comes to people's names, I'm just terrible.
People's names.
¿Cómo qué?
Remember people's names.
Okay, for example, remembering names. What I am sometimes doing, for example, the boy who is working here with the phones and so, he said his name was Isaias. It's not a very common name. What I'm doing, oh, Isaias, in German it's Isaias, it's from the Bible. So I relate it with something which is much easier to remember the whole context, just more easier than just one name. And they had another woman, she was, her name was Marilyn. Oh, the actress, Marilyn. So I remember relating people. Marilyn Monroe, yeah.
Any other question? Oh.
My question is, Mother Nature is making us
come to our end of our life, and so it's working on us, and we're developing osteoarthritis or a variety of medical issue. Our body is aging whether you like it or not. I agree that you can stem it or slow it down through exercise, lifestyle, and other things. But essentially we're fighting Mother Nature, and that's a good thing to do. But how do you reverse it, or can you really reverse it?
So what was exactly the question?
Well, nature is aging us whether we like it or not.
Ah, yes. But there are people, they, because of circumstances, genes or whatever, they're always sick. It hurts here, it hurts here, it hurts here. And there's a possibility, meditation. For example, the story of Buddha, when he was nearly 80 years old, he was an old man when they had problems to walk, because at that time being 80 years old was nearly impossible. The Indians, they were dead at 40. So Buddha said, when I walk, I feel the body like an old car. When I sit down in meditation, I don't feel the body. So you separate from the body. And I know that from meditators who had a lot of problem with the body, through relaxation and separation from the body, you forget the body temporarily, and you dedicate yourself to the mind, and you don't feel all your body problems.
Other questions? No? Oh, okay.
Everything
chance.
was
Okay, well, thank you again.